the Hustle and Giggle podcast.
Welcome back to Hustle and Giggle, episode 9, coming to you live from the very cool, literally, studio here at Bucks Radio. Now, before we dive in, yes, someone threw another party. No names mentioned, but let's say there was a garden revamp, a barbecue, and possibly on the hottest day of the year. Timing, absolutely impeccable. And of course, the big question on everyone's mind today is, will there be an app? Maybe, maybe not. You'll just have to stick around to find out. Unfortunately, our planned guest cannot be with us today. We're all thinking of her and her family. So, what have we been up to? I'm looking at you, Leslie.
Oh, yes. Well, I'll have to go back through your intro. Yes, there was a little wee party added to my big one. And Morgan and Nicole got engaged. So we threw a little party for them, which was lovely. And yes, we did have to do a bit of a garden revamp. And we had a lovely barbecue and it was the hottest day. So we had lots of shelter, lots of water, lots of ice, lots of fans. And
Lots of wine.
There was a lot of wine and cocktails.
How many people came?
Actually, I think there was about 27.
Oh, wow.
So it was very intimate. Do I say that word?
You can say what word you like to describe your party.
It was very intimate. And yes, they had an amazing time and they had lovely little gifts, which was very nice too. So yeah, that's me. It was lovely. I'm all partied out now though.
Until the next one. Until next weekend.
No, do you know what? It's my birthday in a couple of weeks' time. And I seriously am thinking of just going away to a spa or something because I am seriously partied out. So, yeah, I'll let you lot join in parties from now on.
They're going to say, you let us join the spa. I'm like, yeah, we're up for that, aren't we?
No, you're not allowed on that one.
Include us,
Sorry.
Definitely. Surely we need a Hustle and Giggle spa, definitely.
I'm sure yours is more exciting than mine, Comma.
Well, do you know, I have to look through my diary for this because I thought it'd been really quiet, but no, it's been fairly busy. I hate using that word busy, but it's been fairly full on again. Lots of social catch-ups with various friends and lots of eating food. So that's a good thing, though, because it means I've had to start the walking again. So, yeah, it's been socialising, eating and walking mostly and working and all the other life shit that goes along. But, yeah.
We've got to come up with a name for her because she is literally walking so much.
Make it nice, for God's sake.
Well, Run Forest
She
on
called me
Forest
Forrest
Gump.
Gump.
Yeah, that's a runner. So
Yeah.
we're going to have to think of something else, aren't we?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. If anyone can think of
there is something definitely going around in my head.
Oh,
but
really?
I need to
Please keep it clean.
I need to
Please don't
think
keep
about
it
it.
too sarcastic.
I need
but
to
yeah.
think about it before I say it out loud.
If I was still in Wickham, I could be the Wickham Wanderer. But
That's true.
I like it. Or if you were still on Watermead, you could be the
yeah.
Watermead Wanderer.
I could, yeah.
Can you move just so that we can make that work,
Go back
please?
to Watermead again, yeah. The beaten, what's the walking thing that's B? The walking, anyway.
Okay, we're going to come up with something. If anyone's got any ideas, please give us a shout.
Oh, very funny. What have I been up to? So you would have all heard about Sienna on our podcast guest a couple of weeks ago, I think then, for where we were. And I had the absolute pleasure of looking after baby Sienna last weekend, which was brilliant, completely on my own because the boys of the house are away again on another tour. And she was amazing. It was lovely. I had her for 24 hours, but shout out to single mums because I was absolutely exhausted when she went home. Not because she was bad, she was brilliant, but actually you forget how it takes it out of you, don't you, when you when you're there on your own. But I had such a lovely time with her. She was amazing.
I liked that you text us in the evening and you were like, it's 5 o'clock and I've not eaten all day because you've not sat down. So.
I hadn't. It was, do you know what? I suppose the thing is our house isn't what I described as Sienna friendly. So I could not leave her. So at the point where I thought, I need to go to the toilet, what do I do?
Just leave the door open.
So on the couple of times that she slept, I did things that would help. So I made some bottles, and then I on the Sunday morning when we were going back, I thought, I've got a pushchair, I've got a baby seat, I've got 2 bags here. I've got to put those in the car when we leave, and her. she's asleep. I'll do all that whilst, and that's why, because it was a bit of like thinking ahead. So but it was amazing. It was brilliant. And Jack's birthday. So it was our son's 19th birthday, which was beautiful. I had a lovely day with him, which was nice. We went into London for the day. Again, really hot day. And then we did a really good networking event last night. Actually, it won't be last night when you hear this. It will be last week when you hear this. But what was really funny, and we were all kind of talking about it afterwards, is the amount of people that mentioned the podcast. Wasn't it so funny?
It's bizarre, isn't it? You're not known for your business anymore. You're known for the podcast.
It was so funny. And a couple of people that we're talking to immediately went onto Instagram and started following us. So it was really nice. I really liked it. And, shout out to Diana at Aylesbury Town Council for doing a great job there, because I really enjoy those meetings that she holds.
Yeah,
really, really good. So, it's great. It's all very good. So we thought today we would talk a little bit more about our business and how we started our businesses, just to give you a little bit of insight and why we did it, when we did it, and any challenges, I guess, and also good stuff to share with you. So who wants to go first? Karma, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, we both looked at you.
You both looked at me, yeah. So obviously I can only speak for myself, but Abe and I started the business together. So I'm just hoping that I've got the timeline right from his perspective as well as mine. But I'm sure, Abe, you'll correct me if I've got it wrong. So back in 1998, Abe was working as an IT consultant, and I was loving my life as a careers advisor. We'd just bought our first house over in Watermead. And many times we were sat in the pub chatting about the shortfalls in the IT companies Abe had worked for, and how, kind of identifying what we would do differently if we ran it. And these conversations would go on and on for quite some time. And then one day I just remember turning around to him and saying, then just do it, because we are never going to get this time back again. We've got a spare room. We bought a 2-bed house. We've got a spare room. If you don't do it now, we are never going to do it. And Alcom, well, it wasn't actually called Alcom back then. I think it was Alcom Network Solutions or Alcom Computer Shop, or it definitely wasn't Alcom IT like it is now. So that started from the bedroom for a year. And then a year later, I got a phone call from him. He'd just passed a shop in Chesham, and he said, I'm thinking that we might put it into a shop. Let's move it from the bedroom. Wow. We've got a few clients now. Let's really go for it. So I said, okay, I'll give up work. I'll give up 6 months and I will be front of house. So you can be out doing the site visits, fixing out the back. I'll try and deal with clients, which was interesting as a woman, a young woman as well. The kind of the bias, the negative bias. But that's what we did. So my 6 months turned in at 27 years, and obviously diversified through that from front of house to sort of looking after the finances, which I love. But I do still love chatting to the clients when I get the chance. But so 6 months, So,
I have two questions. One is an observation. How come we've known you for 6 years now? I didn't know half of that.
Oh, didn't you?
I didn't know half of that. I didn't know it started in your spare room. I didn't know that Abe was an IT consultant. I didn't know that.
I
feel bad that I didn't know that.
I don't know. I'd much rather listen than talk. So.
And my second question is, you said that you'd do it for 6 months.
Yeah.
Are they still holding your job open for you? 26
That's
years
a good
later?
point, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've been really fortunate that I was able to dabble back in the into the careers world through a connection at the UTC. So I was able to go in and freelance on a Friday for a couple of years, which I loved as well, because I always did enjoy it. But when I did it before, I was the same age as the people that were coming for careers advice. This time round, going back in, I'm like their mum. So it kind of led me down a different path to researching mental health and trying to support them. And I've been really fortunate. Yeah. I love finance. I love people. And I love running a business most of the time.
Brilliant. I love that. I absolutely love all of that.
Nice.
That's brilliant. Thank you. Shall I do mine next?
Yeah.
So my most of my career was spent in retail marketing. I did a LinkedIn sales training course 14 years ago in London, and I loved it. And I thought, I really like this. I really enjoyed it. When you walk away from a training course and you think, I really like that. And I started kind of researching marketing and digital marketing and social media, and kind of went down, and obviously I've still, career at that point, went down a path of teaching myself, but getting involved with some of the agencies that I worked in, getting involved myself. And then I took a kind of a different path for a year because personal circumstances. Richard's mum sadly passed away, and we kind of needed a bit more support for Jack, and I wanted to be nearer home. So I went and did a different role. Didn't like it. for a number of reasons. And Richard kept saying to me, just go and start your own business. Just do it a bit like exactly like you. Just go and start your own business. And I was like, I'm not brave enough. I get a company car, I get a salary. I'm not brave enough.
Isn't it?
And he said, just do it. Because if you don't do it now, you will never do it. And I literally at the end of the year, 2018, went, right, I'm going to do it. So I resigned. I got a website built and domain, everything. And then in January, January 2019 started. And you know what? My biggest regret, and I know this is cliche and everyone says it, but my biggest regret is that I didn't do it before. And my circumstances weren't right at the time, and I didn't necessarily want to do it too much before, but I regret not doing it a little bit before I did it. But yeah, absolutely. Loved it. Love it today. Love what's happened in the last 6 years. But yeah, that's how I started. And that's, a bit like you. That's funny, isn't it?
I love that. It made me go goosebumpy when you were saying it. That leap of faith is a really difficult thing to do, isn't it? Because you just don't know what you're going into. So I'm proud of you. We obviously wouldn't have met you. So me and Leslie are really grateful that
you're amazing.
That you did it.
And do you know what? You saying, people do say that, why didn't I do it before? But the time might have not been right. But because the timing that you're talking about, first, my instance was, that was a good time. Social media was coming out and all of the rest of it. Previous, maybe people weren't jumping on the bandwagon with the phones and everything else. So it was obviously a good time.
And I am a big believer in fate. And I think things happen for a reason. And I took a slight divert and I went to work for another company, which was slightly linked to retail, just because of the circumstances. And it just didn't. It didn't give me what I wanted it to give me. So that was the thing that made me go, right, it's the time to do it. You're right. Yeah. Something was different. Something was wrong. And therefore it pushed me down that line. So that's exciting.
Definitely.
Yeah. What about you?
Believe it or not, I'm just going to say them words, just do it too. How weird is that? So 30 years ago, I fell into an interview. Someone was saying, yes, literally. Someone said there's a job going for an administrator at this company. I knew nothing about them. So I said, let me go ahead, have this interview. And unfortunately, I was late. So the Tame show was on and I was working in Tame. So I had to get back to Aylesbury. But lucky, the guy that was interviewing me stayed on for a little while and only lived in Watermead, so he didn't need to go. And I turned up and, first impressions there. And you all know that my middle name is Late, so it's not changed after 30 years. So anyway, I had this interview. There was 2 guys who run their own finance company. They used to work for a big bank, and then they went off on their own. They had a girl there that was doing stuff, and then they had an accounts person that came in once a month. And from then, really, my career in finance grew. So I started off as an administrator. Tony and Roger is the guys that I'm talking about. Amazing men. Taught me everything I know, basically, and still teach me to today. And after 20 years, they were like, right, we're ready to retire. And I was like, oh, my goodness, what am I going to do? And I just thought, you know what, I'll go into admin. I'd picked up accounts and that, but I didn't think I was confident enough. So I thought, well, I'll try and do a bit of bookkeeping on the side, just do a bit of admin, just get, I guess a proper job or normal job. I guess I was getting into this finance world. And they both sat me down and said, well, our customers are going to need someone to look after them. So I said, oh, okay. And they were like, why don't you set up yourself? And I was like, oh, okay. And exactly what I just said, just do it. So thankfully, Kev was working on building sites, so one of us could take that leap of faith. And I did. And so obviously Tracer Finance is 10 years old, which I've mentioned previously. And I did it. It was hard, but I was working alongside them for the first 4 years. But now I'm obviously very independent on my own. So although Tracer started, it was sort of building up my clientele and stuff like that and people to know me. And they've still not retired as such. But they're still in the background, but they're not doing the business that I do. And obviously I've flown and done it on my own.
That's amazing. Yeah. I feel like we're learning loads of stuff about each other through this.
Yeah, I do. What 3 lovely stories, actually. 3 really nice, insightful stories.
Absolutely,
And, I think, all of us can look back and think, what, amazing few years, lots of years.
But you've just got to do it. I guess you get that feeling, and it is really scary, especially when you've got a company car or, I had a job that was paying me every single month, paying the bills and everything else. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, you've got to go and get your own money. Yeah. So it is very, very difficult. But if anyone takes this away, that we've all done, just do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess you've got to do it. When you feel it's right yourself, do it.
Yeah.
We should have that tattooed on us, shouldn't we? Never mind the let them. We should just do it, or just F do it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I love it.
I love that. And if Nike wants to sponsor us, because obviously Just Do It is their strap line, then we're up for that. We're up for that. Message us on Hustle and Giggle 2025 on Instagram. You can come onto the podcast, or we'll just let you sponsor.
We'll just do it.
Brilliant.
You could do with a new pair of trainers, because I think you've worn all yours out by walking.
Oh, I thought she's being really, really rude about the state of my trainers then. I was like, that's rude. But no, you're okay. You just recovered it. But I do need new trainers. Keep wearing them out. Absolutely.
It's very funny. I love that. Hey, and this was quite interesting. And I actually wrote this question, but I heard a statistic to go with it this morning. So it was kind of felt right to talk about it today. That during the summer school break, it costs £1,076 to look after every child, which is a 4% increase on 2024. So although we don't have school-aged children, I thought it'd be really interesting to look back and to see how we managed as working mums. Now, whether that was running a business or in our careers, how we managed with our children during school holidays, and any advice that we can give anybody actually for the upcoming school holidays. So I don't mind going first on this one. I used to have a spreadsheet. I kid you not, I had a spreadsheet.
Ooh, come and love spreadsheets.
I'm proud of you.
I knew you would be. There must be an app for this somewhere, I reckon. And Jack used to go to a childminder after school. So it had columns on it. Katie, the childminder. Richard had a column. I had a column. Richard's mum had a column. And then clubs. Honestly, every day of the school holidays, and then I would plot where Jack is and then look at the gaps, and then we would have to fill it, because Rich and I had a week off independently, and then we had a week together. And then we would have to fill the gaps with either more clubs or whatever. And that became our Bible, literally from day to day, of where Jack would go. And it worked. It worked really well. And I always used to find it, because obviously Jack's an only child, and he loved going to the childminder because she would pick him up from school. But I think at times there was like 8 children. Mm-hmm. So sometimes in the school holidays, he would look at me and he would say, "Mum, is it Katie's week?" And I would say, "No, it's me." And he'd almost, I could see his little face drop, because he wanted to be with
Jack,
Katie and the children, and not his mum. And I was like,
"That's so cute.
It's my week."
What did he say when it was Richard's week? Don't we ask?
No, he was fine. He probably got taken go-kart. He would have loved it, wouldn't he? He would have done some amazing things car related. But so he had a nice 6 or 7 weeks, whatever it was, which included a holiday at some point. But I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy. And we were lucky because we had an infrastructure around us to support us and him. But first of all, that's not always easy. And secondly, absolutely, I get the additional expense thing, because certainly on the weeks that he came with us, and even childminder to a certain degree, she would take them out and I would, give her money and things. Although she was brilliant, sometimes she'd pay for them. So I can absolutely relate to that figure. And if you've got more than one child, that's a lot of money.
God,
yeah, so that's just the school holidays amount.
That's just the summer holiday. Just the summer holiday. So I guess that's food, going out, and all of the additional expense. I don't think that includes a summer holiday either. I think that's just literally the cost of having, a child at home, because it's interesting how their food consumption just like trebles when they're at home.
It's like, don't you sit in the classroom and not eat anything?
Exactly.
But all of a sudden you want to eat at 9, 10, 11, 12.
Exactly. But yeah, so I think it's a challenge. A nice challenge to take on board, but goodness me, it's an expense. Definitely an expense. What about you, Leslie? What how did you find it?
So at the beginning, I won't lie, it was very difficult because, and I still have a bit of regret now, actually, of working as much as I did whilst the kids were younger. But sometimes you have to do what needs to do. And so, yeah, I do regret a little bit of full-time. But we managed and we got there and we did have support. And, yeah, we did a lot of clubs, which can be very expensive. So there was football clubs and, stage coaches and stuff like that. So, yeah, they were lucky to be able to do that. And but as I got to being self-employed, obviously Nicole was just the youngest. So I was able to go to the schools, drop her off, and then in the summer holidays fit more around what she was doing. So I think just as life grows and the way that we grow into our worlds now of how busy we are, we sort of manage. But I do definitely find it was a lot easier whilst I was self-employed because I could work around her and be at home and whatever. Yeah. Even if she was in the corner in a cage. No, I'm kidding. In a cage.
The infamous child cage. I didn't mention that in my one.
A cage. God, I'll get done for that. No, I'm kidding.
Child line?
No, she, we worked around each other, but it was a lot easier being self-employed.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Which I love.
What about you, Karma?
I think I was
Is there an app? Sorry, I just want to say, is there an app that you would have used?
No, not back then.
No. Sorry.
I'd have made my millions if there was.
You could.
Wow, yeah, I could have done. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat. I was really fortunate that I was able to step back from the business to have the kids and just work very part-time hours. So I loved the summer holidays, but I was so worried that Holly and Jacob would get bored with just me that I used to micro-plan everything. So you had a spreadsheet, I had a calendar at the bottom of the stairs and they would run down and it was colour-coded and we spent every day we would do something, even if that was just going down to the park. And I thought I was kind of doing an okay job and they were enjoying it, and they did until they got a little bit older and went, can we have a rest, please? Can we just have one or two days at home with you? And I was like, yeah, okay.
That's so funny.
So, I completely went the other way. But I would work around them in the evenings, and I'm an idiot. When I get a quiet time in my life, I decide to pick up the books and study something. So one of the most stressful summers was trying to work, trying to study, and I'd just qualified as a childminder. It was 2008, so we'd hit a recession at work, and I thought I just need to bring in some extra money. I can work for free, but I want to bring in some extra money. So I had all these childminding children as well that I needed to plan events for, and I got to the end of the summer holidays, and I was like, bugger me, that was I need to rest.
I'm not surprised.
That was full on, but I'd loved childminding because you would plan the most amazing events and then you document it, and then they come back and do things like leaf rubbing or pizza making. So
look at
they say they loved it, but I definitely was so worried about the kids being bored that I took it to the other extreme.
If only I'd have known you in 2008, you could have been our childminder.
I could have been, absolutely.
How would that have been?
And as you know, my son is all about still is all about cars. So I can remember all the kids used to come around and play on this Lightning McQueen computer game. And my Jacob used to wipe the floor with him. He's only like 3, but he absolutely used to thrash everybody. Even the 8-year-olds that were around, he would beat them. But different world, sliding doors moments, eh?
Yeah. It's interesting what you were saying, though, with your colour coding, and you mentioned park. And I was thinking, actually, one of the things that, from a recommendation, there's a lot of free stuff, isn't there? Mm-hmm. So actually, that you don't always, I know that's a big lump of money that they're talking about, but you can do free stuff. You don't always have to pay for stuff. And actually, there's loads of parks locally now, isn't there, and things. So,
and the buses are really good as well. So obviously kids don't pay for the bus. So I used to take all the childminding gaggle of kids.
For the whole day?
We're planning. No, but it was exhausting just getting on a bus with them, getting into town, turning around and coming back. So, but that in itself, they were really excited about that, and I'd get them to sort of plan and then draw the bus afterwards and stuff. So you're right, there is a lot of stuff if the weather's nice, because that's the biggest issue, isn't it? If you've got a nice sunny summer, then it's a completely different ball game to a horrible, wet, winty? I don't even know. I don't know what word there. Wintry, rainy stuff inside.
But that networking event we went to last night, Diane was saying there's lots of things in the park that are sponsored by different people and whatever. Yeah. So they're good events to go to. Absolutely. And I guess swimming and stuff. But I know a lot of things are a lot more expensive. But but like you, they've got to give the kids days off rather than thinking you've got to fill it with every single day. You've got to remember they go to school and I'm sure
they
they'd
need
much
to
rather do something than sit in front of.
I just want to say they need to go back completely chilled and relaxed.
Yeah.
Jacob and Holly were like, oh, we're exhausted. We can't go back to school.
Yeah. I'm sorry, kids.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's very funny. So time for our favourite part. Well, is it our favourite part? I think it's favourite
It's our favourite part because we want to see what Karma's coming out
God,
with.
I'm going to so let you lot down.
Recommendations. So anything good, anything game-changing, or just weirdly useful, really, to share with everybody.
Oh, is this where she does her apps? Oh, have we not got that bit yet? Yeah, we have got that
I'm
bit.
just
That's
looking
your
at-
recommend.
I'm
I'm going rogue.
No.
It is not an app.
What?
No, it is a local business recommendation.
Oh, wow.
It's a really exciting one.
They
It's
must
more
have
to
an app,
need-
though, surely.
No, I did look. Do you know, I did look because I thought, oh, if I could incorporate that. But no, it's the local dental surgery, Watermead Dentists. So I broke my tooth last week, which was great fun. And I broke it literally as I was getting into bed. Obviously couldn't do anything about it then. Phoned them 9:01 the next morning, and 10:10 I'm in the chair having it built back up again. So I cannot recommend them enough. And I'm not a great fan of dentists, but that's
I
so
agree.
no app. I'm so sorry, but I'm not sorry also because I think we should shout out and shout out to the local ones that are doing it right.
I'm with you. I've been a patient there for 27 years, and never, ever have I ever had a bad scenario, a bad appointment, never had to give any feedback. And we had a situation where Jack went to youth club once and he split his lip.
Ouch.
They were playing and someone threw a bottle. It was a plastic bottle at his lip and it split open on a Friday night. And we were worried about it and we rang the emergency dentist. She came in to the dentist. She opened up the dentist. She looked at it and she said, it will heal naturally because that's what they do. She didn't even charge us.
Wow.
They're amazing. They are an amazing dentist. I agree with you totally.
Are they private?
Yeah, it's private. And if you want to book
so
an
we could
appointment,
change.
I need to have a review and it's like 3 months before you can get an appointment when you really need it. Because I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to sit there with this hole in my tooth for the rest of my life. I'm a catastrophizer. So I'd already, I was like, my teeth are going to fall out. I'm going to end up all gummy. So I'd already panicked about it. But no, they could not have been better.
That's brilliant.
I mean, obviously I had a
that's
numb,
really nice.
numb gob for the rest of the day. I couldn't go out for lunch like I planned, but small price to pay. Well, it wasn't a small price to pay, but small price really in the big scheme of having working teeth again. So
And you know what? It's really nice to hear as well because you hear so, on social media particularly, you hear so much bad press about doctors, dentists, anybody in that kind of industry these days where people can't get appointments or they can't register. So actually, that's a really nice thing
Hats
to give
off
them
to
some.
them.
Yeah, exactly. They
So
deserve
sorry that
them.
I've let you down about the app, but
That's
I'm sure I can
You're
make up for it
sacked.
next time. Yeah, next month.
On
Yeah.
our number 10 coming up.
What about you, Leslie?
Do you know what? I like our little bits of recommendations and I tend to have some, but I was pulling my hair out today, thinking of some. So I thought, what can I do? Because obviously I haven't got to come up with something, but I was like, obviously I can recommend Mark Kev, our fourth person in our podcast. He's an amazing chippy. He's done an amazing wardrobe this week, which I'm sure the person is very pleased with. Well, she is because she sent him a lovely message. So if you ever need a chippy, you need some doors fitting, some media walls, whatever you need, I'll recommend my Kev, if I may. But also I thought, well, actually, what else is out there? So I was trying to think, and then I asked my best friend ChatGPT and said, is there any recommendations that I could give you? And one of them just sort of stood out a little bit. And I promise you, I'm going to try this for the next 2 weeks, okay? So it's called
I'm
a
intrigued.
no scroll zone.
Okay.
So basically, there's a room in the house. Have you heard of it?
I hear of people doing no scroll and time out, but
okay.
not.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
So you pick a room in the house that you're not allowed to take your phone. So do you know what? I'm going to choose the toilet because I just can't.
Hold on.
Loads of people take the
Can we go back?
phone to the
Can we
toilet.
go back here? You've just admitted online that you take your phone.
I do sometimes if I'm busy.
Oh no, all our WhatsApp replies now.
Have you never taken your phone in the toilet?
It's in my handbag,
No, it's not in my handbag. No, if I'm busy and I think, I'll just quickly do that.
I just go for a week.
I
text.
promise you, I'm going to do this for the next 2 weeks, and everyone in my household is not allowed to take their phones to the toilet, okay? And then I'm going to feedback as to what it's going to be like.
Brilliant.
So I picked the toilet rather than just picking any other room. So maybe I should have made it the bedroom. But no, do you know what? Let's do the toilet.
Yeah,
maybe I could pick the bedroom
toilet.
next and see what difference it makes.
Build up to it. Yeah, build up. Yeah.
I'm on what do you call it? What am I on?
Accountability?
No, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Oh gosh.
I'm going to do it. So
Right. Now,
watch
we'll
this
hold you to
space.
it. When
I'm on
does
a
it start?
mission.
Tomorrow?
I'm on a mission.
Does it start tomorrow? Or
No,
does it
let's
start
start it
today?
today. Why not?
Right. Okay,
Why
cool.
wait till
Look forward to
tomorrow
it.
when
I
you
love
can do
that.
something today?
Oh, there we are.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
Right,
Yeah.
brilliant. Mine's a bit boring. Well, it's boring, but it's like boring but useful. So I made this pledge at the beginning of the year not to buy any books because I have so many books.
Yes, I remember.
Some of them I haven't read, some of them I have read, but I see a book and I think, oh, I need to get that. And I don't actually need to get it. And I'm a bit old fashioned when it comes to reading. I like to read a book rather than, Kindle or anything online. So I decided to use the library more this year because technically I'm not buying anything, but I'm reading still. Do you know what? The library is such an amazing service. So there was two books I wanted recently that the library didn't have. I went online, I ordered them, they got them. One was in Hadnam, I think it was, and the other one was Amersham. They charged me £1.10 each book to get them. Within a week, they were there in Aylesbury. I get a notification to say, come and collect it. And then you go in, you collect it, you scan it out, you pay your £1.10, and then you've got your book for 4 weeks or whatever it is. And every time I go into the library, particularly R1, because I have to say, I think it's fantastic. It's the staff always, as you walk in, librarian, actually, not staff, I should say, they always say, how are you? Is there anything we can help you with? I just think, why do we not use our libraries more often? But I've also sat in there and worked because the one in Aylesbury has a room at the back that you can so if I've been in a meeting and I'm going off to somewhere else, rather than going to sit in a coffee shop, I take myself there sometimes because it's quiet, it's really quiet.
I was going to say, we wouldn't be able to go in there though because we're too noisy.
Well, you
anyway.
wouldn't, no. They do have a toilet though.
Take your phone in.
So my recommendation and my pledge is to continue to use the library, but actually
brilliant.
say to everyone else, go and use the library. And I think our one, they're going to extend the hours. I think at some point you're going to be able to let yourself in and you're going to be able to go in 7 days a week until 10 o'clock at night. Don't quote me on that. I just saw something. I just think, use them or lose them because we will lose them one day. We will do if we don't use them. And the service I have is a bit like the dentist. It's brilliant. It's absolutely bloody brilliant. And
I'm going to try. Do you know what? It just brings back really bad memories for me when I was at school because the amount of times I used to go and take a book out and I'd forget to return it. Then I'd get this really fine to say that I haven't taken it back. And I could have bought the book about 20 million times with the amount of money I've had to pay in fine. But we really should. But I do forget to take things back.
they do remind you now.
Oh, do they?
They remind you.
Is there an app?
No,
if there isn't, then we
there
need
is
to
an
make
app.
one.
There is an app.
Okay,
It's
so
fine.
that's good that they could go, ting, your book's due. I probably wouldn't have read it by then because I'm not a very good reader. But they do other stuff in the library. It's not just books and stuff, is it?
Oh, you can,
There's lots of other
magazines
stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's
Oh,
really
that's really
good.
good recommendation. I like that.
I really like it. And
That's also really good for going back to the summer holidays thing as well. So I used to take the kids there at the beginning of the summer holidays and there was a 6-week challenge. And they used to go and get stickers and various bits like quests that you do. So, yeah, I mean, we all know I wanted to be a librarian when I was a little girl. So I used to lend my friends a lot of books and I used to put stamps in them. I really wanted to be a librarian. I love books, absolutely love books. You know, I've got a little home library at home.
I don't get that anymore.
No, I know.
Put
I
it
loved
in a
it. I was like,
machine.
ka-chunk.
You scan the
What about
barcode.
the old thingy that you
I
used to
had one of those. I was like, ka-chunk, you can have that for a week and I want it back next week, please. Yeah, I loved it. Honestly, I missed my calling.
Oh, you did. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, brilliant. Love that.
I don't think my mouth would let me be a librarian. I think I get thrown out after day
Yeah, I
one.
think you would,
Yeah,
definitely.
not now. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I really like that. Thanks for sharing that.
Glad.
I'm going to check it out.
And the other thing I wanted to say is, I made a recommendation last time for Tallow and Ash.
Yes.
They listened, and they came back. I forgot to tell you. And they said, thanks very much for mentioning us.
No way.
I tagged them, and they liked it, and they came back, and I've got a private message on our Instagram.
Oh, that's amazing.
We love them.
Do we get the freebies?
Yeah.
I'm aiming for that next time.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Well, I'm going to order that this week. I have too
I need to
many
give
in my
you the
cupboard.
code.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there was too many in my cupboard. So I thought, no, let me run them out. And they've certainly run out.
I'm using pistachio at the moment.
Oh, are you now?
Anyway, move on.
Okay.
It's nice.
We won't
So
go there.
what's going on then? So what's going on in our lives in the next couple of weeks until we meet again?
It's a song in that.
Yeah,
We'll
till we meet again. No.
I don't mind. I'm happy to share. I tell you what, this is a strange one. I've got lots of training actually going on because I was lucky enough to win a prize through Aylesbury Town Council at one of their networking events where I got some additional training for a variety of things. So I've got some AI training and some Facebook ads training in my diary next week. So I'm doing lots of additional stuff, which is great. I've had that in my diary for a while. I had to move it once. And then the other thing I'm really excited about is that Richard's children for his birthday brought him, well, in fact, they paid for them some Meta glasses.
Oh, yes,
Meta
you were
glasses.
telling us.
So we're going to collect them on Friday. I'm really
How
excited.
exciting.
So he's had to
exciting.
have prescription, because obviously he wears glasses. So he's had to have them specifically made with his prescription. So they've called and said that they're ready. In fact, he said, can we go tonight? And I said, no, we're going out. We can't go tonight. And but I had if I'm really honest, I had no idea about them. And I had no idea that, you can play music through them, you record. So actually, when he's on his car tours, he can record.
So exciting.
And they translate. So I'm thinking, if you go anywhere locally where you might have something done beauty-wise and people don't talk in,
You can understand what they're saying. Have some fun with that.
Don't they sound, I mean, they're not, I have to say they are not cheap, but they sound amazing. And Jack was with somebody that had some, which was one of the things that motivated him to get them for Richard. And he said that the output of the recording is absolutely brilliant.
Oh,
So I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Wanted for you.
They're not mine.
For
I'll
Richard,
never be
rather.
able to wear them because they're his prescription.
I was
but-
going to say, we can't borrow them or anything,
No, you
can we?
can't.
Because we'll be like trying to see it at the same time.
What is he, short-sighted or long-sighted?
I'm not really sure. I think he's short-sighted. I don't know the answer to that question,
I might quiz him
actually.
later and ask him what's
Yeah, ask him. Ask him.
He'll get away with it.
Him later, so we'll check.
So that's, I'm just excited about that, and that's coming up. So that's my thing.
Can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah.
That.
What about you? What about you, Karma?
So I'm stepping into Abe's world this weekend, and we're going plane spotting at Riat.
are you?
Weather willing,
Of course.
yeah. If the weather is up to
I
it,
forgot
so
you
we're
were going to that.
going away in the motorhome, and I think we just booked in on the Saturday, and we're staying over 2 nights, and then we can just where we are, we should be able to see the planes going over on the Sunday. So I figure that's the least I can do. He's been dragged, willingly, has come along to lots of historical houses and stuff with me. So this is the least I can do. So
It is an amazing.
It is. I've been
We're not going this
before.
year, and we've been a few years. And actually, last year rained, but it was still fantastic.
Was it?
The year before was beautiful sunshine. So actually, I think you'll be fine. I think there's a little bit of rain.
there is, and I've just ordered some ponchos. So everyone loves a poncho. So I've got a poncho. But and then I've got a few more social gatherings, and one of my oldest friends, as in I've known her the longest, not she's the oldest. It's her 50th, and we've been friends since we were 11. So yeah, lots we're looking forward to. And I'm still trying to get better. I'm definitely still not 100%. So still trying to get. It's a slow process to feel 100%. So I'll focus on that. And a bit more walking, obviously.
Love
Gosh,
it.
she'll be walking.
What about you, Leslie?
So we've been busy looking at wedding venues for Nicole and Morgan, which is all exciting, but we're hoping that, we make a decision in the next couple of days. So excited to fill you in with that. And we're off out tonight. All of ours, as if we haven't spent enough time this week together, but we've had a really good fun week, haven't we?
Lovely.
We can still talk. But yeah, so we're going out tonight for a nice meal. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, do you know what? Back into studying. I'm back. I'm studying. It's very hard. It's budgets, honey.
I love that. Let me help you.
Love budgets. Just come and sit on my little shoulder. You could fit there. You could fit sitting on my shoulder and just go, no, Leslie, it's that one and that one. But God, what you have to do a budget. I mean, really? I mean, who cares how much a production costs between, I don't know, production A and production B? Really? Just splitting off. I'm not going to be a good accountant, am I?
Oh, you're going to be brilliant. You're going to keep it real.
So, we've just started budgets, and God, I looked through the book and thought, why am I doing this? But yeah, I'm keep going. So yes, back at college, back at studying, and hopefully life will calm down a little bit. No more partying
Until
the next one.
Brilliant.
But yes.
I think that's it then. So here we have the end of another fantastic episode. Thanks as always to Bucks Radio for their support, humour and turning us into perfect podcasters.
Yay, I like that.
I'm not sure they would say that, but we like to think we're getting there.
I'm sure they've got other words for us.
And to you and your support and continuing to listen to us, engage with our Instagram content and hopefully one day leave us a fantastic review. We will ask you every time, so it's really time you did it for us. And we'll see you all in 2 weeks, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
The Hustle and Giggle Podcast.